Most fans will say Richard Starkey, aka Ringo Starr, who occasionally sat in with the Beatles in Hamburg, Germany, when he wasn't playing with Rory Storm and the Hurricanes, was the guy who was offered the drummer's job after Pete Best was unceremoniously sacked. But that's incorrect. The first person offered Best's job was Johnny Hutchinson. Johnny Hutch was the drummer and lead singer in Liverpool's loudest beat group, the Big Three, as the Merseyside era dawned. He was offered the job by the Beatles manager Brian Epstein in August 1962, on the day he fired their original drummer, Pete Best, although rated the most accomplished drummer in the Liverpool, and the only one capable of complicated solos. Hutch flatly declined, mainly because he was a friend of Best, but also because he considered the Beatles posers. Epstein approached him at the Beatles gig in Chester, where as a favor, Hutch had reluctantly sat in as their drummer following Best's sacking. Hutch had noticed Epstein staring at him intently, and at the end, Epstein came over and explained he had been sizing him up as Best's replacement. According to Hutch, Epstein offered him the job on the spot. "I don't want to play for the Beatles, Brian," Hutch explained. "I've got my own group. I wouldn't join the Beatles for a gold clock." When he told Epstein that he could not do the dirty on Pete Best, the Beatles manager told Hutch that on the evidence of seeing them play their ear-splitting sets at Liverpool's Cavern Club, the Big Three were limited, while for the Beatles, the world is their oyster. Although Hutch sat in on drums for a further 2 Beatle gigs, juggling them with Big Three dates, he remained adamant that joining the Beatles on a full-time basis was not for him. Also, he disliked John Lennon. There had been mutual antipathy, since Hutch had sat in on drums with Lennon's pre-Beatles band, the Silver Beatles, and the group, wary of the Judd, Hutch's reputation as a hard man with a propensity for physical aggression, chose Ringo Starr instead. Although Hutch turned down Epstein's Beatles offer, he persuaded him to sign up the Big Three and to get them a gig in Hamburg. A month later, the band recorded live at the Cavern an extended player on Decca featuring 4 on nearly 20 tracks they performed while fired up on amphetamines, known as beanies. On the record, the Cavern's disc jockey Bob Wooler can be heard announcing them as the boys with the Benzodrine beat. The arrangement did not survive Epstein's efforts to smarten up their scruffy appearance and to include some less thunderous numbers in their set, and after he grew tired of their unruly and rowdy behavior, they parted company in July 1963. Hutch left the group at the end of the year, and although he reformed the Big Three with 2 members of Farron's Flamingos, he retired from the music business altogether in 1966. Although many believe the group could have gone on to stardom had Epstein not tried to package them Beatles style in mohair suits and made them record anodyne pop songs instead of letting them flourish as raw rock and rollers. Hutch had no regrets. For him, it was just a game. Despite the friction between Hutch and John Lennon, mainly on account of Lennon's drinking bouts, the Beatles admired the group for their rawnesses, as well as Hutch's drumming power, which marked him as technically the best in Liverpool. Under Hutch, the Big Three also developed a shrewd eye for a song and were the first to cover Money and the Mersey beat classic Some Other Guy, which they recorded for Decca on their return to Liverpool from Hamburg, but which only made number 37 in the charts. While Hutch made no secret of his dislike for the Beatles, Paul McCartney was struck by the way he would lapse into hip-scouse patois with such observation as, "You drive me berserk, man." He was less amused when Hutch reportedly beat up a teenage youth in the crowd at a Cavern Club who had to be treated in hospital. After leaving the pub business, Hutch started his own business, buying and renovating houses. He seldom spoke of his brief career as a musician and refused to discuss the Beatles, rejecting requests from biographers. But in 2016, he attended the Liverpool premiere of the film The Beatles 8 Days a Week, The Touring Years. Till the day he died, at the age of 79, Hutchinson said he never regretted his decision to stay with the Big Three and join their rivals, the Beatles, as they became the most successful rock and roll band in history.
Hello. That was Ringo, folks.
Well, what can I say?
And goodbye
You
to all of
know.
them.
Well, this is Ringo. Everyone seems to have said everything here, so I'll just sign off by saying cheerio and best of luck from the Beatles.